Okay, my friends, now it's time to look at a comprehensive problem. And so, this comprehensive problem, I developed this so that I can use it to illustrate how you prepare each of the individual budgets that are included in a master budget. So, we'll do all the budgets from the sales budget all the way to the budgeted balance sheet. So, before we dive in, let's take the time to familiarize ourselves with the data relating to this problem. So what do we have here? We have Staff Flyer Manufacturing Company. It manufactures two products, product A and product B. And the owner of the business is asking you to prepare a master budget for the month of November 2022. And so the owner has gathered and provided you information relating to uh, the forecast and other things relating to the activities that are happening in the month of November. So as a starting point here, you can see that we have the sales data that's provided. What do we have under the sales data? We have the expected sales in units. How many units does the owner expect to sell for each of the products that this business is selling? So we also have the selling price per unit for each of the two products, 30 bucks for product A and 35 for product B. Also included in this information, you will see that we're told how these sales are going to be collected. So 80% is going to be collected in cash in November, and the remaining balance, the 20%, will be collected in December. So this information will be very useful in preparing the cash budget. So you'll see that as we prepare each of our budgets, we're also going to be preparing what we call a schedule of cash receipts or cash payments, which is information that will be necessary in preparing our cash budget. Moving on to the production data, how many finished products do they have in inventory at the beginning for each of the products, and then how many units does the business owner want to keep in inventory at the end of each month. So this information will be necessary and useful in preparing the production budget. Next, we have the direct materials data. How much material is required to prepare or to manufacture each of these products, and it's given in terms of for one unit how many kgs would be required to manufacture product A and product B. We also have the beginning inventory of the raw materials at the beginning of each period, at the beginning of the period for a product A and product B. We also have the desired ending inventory for the raw materials for each of the products. We're given information that tells us the cost of the raw materials per kilogram, and also how these purchases for the raw materials, how these purchases are going to be paid. So 70% will be paid in the month of November, and the rest, the 30%, will be paid in the month of December. We also have information on direct labor, how much time is required to manufacture each of the products per unit. So we have product A, for each unit of product A, that's the time, 0.5 hours, and for product B, it's 0.70 hours for each unit. We also have the labor rate per hour, how much are these employees being paid, and then we're told how these wages are going to be paid. 100% of these wages are paid in November. Moving on to manufacturing overhead data, we have variable overhead, which is expected for each unit that is produced, and also the fixed overhead information. How are these overhead costs or expenses paid for? 100% of those costs are paid for in the month of November. Selling and administrative data, we have variable selling and administrative expenses and fixed overhead for the selling and administrative section of the business. And how is this paid for? 100% of it is paid in the month of November. We also have additional data that is provided in the problem. We have income taxes, 30%. These income taxes are not paid until December. We have information related to receivables for the month of November, information related to payables as well for the month of November. Alright, so what else, what other information are we provided with in this case? We're provided a balance sheet for the previous month, so for October 31st, 2022. So the balance sheet, of course, will have all our assets, all our liabilities, and all our shareholder accounts. This information will be necessary as we proceed and prepare all the budgets that we need to prepare in this case. Alright, so as you can see, we have a lot of information that has been provided, from sales data all the way to the income taxes. We are also provided with the balance sheet data for the previous month. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this information and we'll go ahead and prepare the individual budgets that are required for the master budget for this company for the month of November. So let's now go ahead and look at the first budget, which is the sales budget.